Hey again, YouTube crew. Say cabin update. Still no cabin, but we're still prepping. This weekend we're up there and figure I'd do a quick update video. This was before. The brush pile was getting pretty big. I've been brush cutting when I come up here a few hours at a time. And this is a little bit later, brush pile gone, because we got a new member of the family. We got a mulcher, a wood chipper. So there's some more that I cut down, and again, this is the before. So remember in the spring, if you've been following, I got these 75 trees from the Minnesota DNR, and they're all growing really well. Don't think there's one that's not growing. The oak trees are over the top, white oak, white pine, and red maples. The maples aren't growing as fast, but that's kind of to be expected. Got up here, mowed, and got a new riding lawnmower. That's new. And here's my new toy. This is my wood chipper. I bought this on Facebook Marketplace for $400, and they typically go $900 brand new. As you can see there, I was very shocked at how fast it pulled through. And then it can take sticks, locked, whatever, up to 3 inches. And it's kind of self-feeding. It'll pull it through on its own, so that's really nice. So basically what we did was my wife and I would brush cut, and then I'd bring the trees over to her, and she'd run them through. Pretty good system. In about, I'd say 2 hours, we cleared through that pile. Dead stuff, we found out, doesn't shred as good as the living stuff, because the living stuff you can kind of bend, put in the chute, and shove it in, and the branches will kind of fold together a little bit nicer. So that's one thing we found out. I've never used a wood chipper brush cutter before, but yeah, I'm a big fan. It's a lot better than loading up the trailer and hauling them away to the recycling center. And then you have wood chips if you want to use them for anything else. We're going to be lining the trails with them as we keep moving this down the line. Another thing I did over the weekend was my neighbor up north, Jason, came over and knocked over this tree. That was in the way of the driveway. When we get a cabin moved in, or they need to get semis, they need to get flatbeds in there. So we have to widen the driveway because I want to give them at least 24 feet so they can turn in, pull around. So keep updated with that. And we're back to the backyard. So half the stick pile's gone. I'm going to go ahead and do some more brush cutting. I'm going to show you what this looks like. Kind of point of view. And it doesn't take much. You just kind of nip the bottom and they fall over. Sorry, the cameraman is trying not to cut off his ankles at the same time as filming. It's really hard to do a two-armed apparatus and film. Sometime I'm going to have to get some kind of GoPro or something I can strap to my head. But for now, I'm still just using my phone, but that's okay. So just, one swipe through, I got all 4 of those at the same time. There's a lot of grabbing onto the trees and throwing them over your shoulder as you keep working in. So it's a very physical job, this brush cutting. So here's more what it looks like when I'm not holding onto a camera. As you can see, I make pretty good work of this. The whole thing is, you're piling up all these live trees and you need to get rid of them before you can go any deeper. So I cut maybe, 50 square feet, and then I stop, and I've been shredding it, and I'll come back and do a little bit more. But you can't see the porta potty right now. It's to the right behind the double birch trees coming out. And I clear all that out, so then finally you can see past there. Not that I want to see the biffy, but I'm just saying as a point of reference, you can see how thick it is. And then later on, when I do another pan around, you'll see how open it is. And here's a big tree I cut. I just want to show you this thing can handle these big trees. But where the branches come out, kind of like 2 at a time, it's too wide. And they don't bend enough to feed them through. But just showing, instead of loading this up and bringing it somewhere, you can cut a big old tree up to 3 inches and feed it in. You put the branches with the leaves in the top. Just drop them in, it sucks them through, and then the whole tree disappeared. One thing I'm surprised about is the reduction of the trees into the wood chips it puts out, because the wood chips, there wasn't a lot of them. I thought I'd have like a 3 foot high pile, but it really just shoots them out, spreads them around, and you don't have very many wood chips at all. So here we go. Here's the finished product again. Wood pile's gone. Look how nice and open it is. We have a whole acre that we have to clear, and I'm trying to do it myself. See all that cleared brush? Obviously everything's still on the ground, but now you can see the porta potty through there. Puppies are having a good time. And then I cleared all that back, and this is probably halfway back. I can go another that much to get to the back of the property. Camper is at about the halfway point. So keep updated. I got some leads on some cabins to move onto the property. We kind of want to look into moving a building on now as opposed to building. So I'll give you all the updates on that. Again, we put in electricity earlier, leveled in the driveway. So yeah, keep following along. We'll do updates, and like, subscribe, and share to make sure you get the latest. Thanks.